It may sound cliche, but it's a fact that water is integral to life. And there are a few programs in the state that are reaching out to get citizens more involved in water quality management and appreciation. Market Journal's Bill Dodd is taking a look at how you can help researchers with water data collection, or even just learn about the history and geography of waterways to cultivate a deeper respect for a resource we can't live without. Bill, what have you got for us this week?
Thanks, Troy. Well, since 1972, the Nebraska Water Center has been organizing water and natural resource tours. And at its inception, the tour primarily focused on irrigation and water management practices in Nebraska. Since then, Nebraska Water Center has organized a water and natural resources tour in many areas of the United States that are integral to our water needs and understanding of water management in Nebraska. Now the NWC is working with the Central Nebraska Public Power and Irrigation District, as well as the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources, among other businesses and organizations, to give a much-needed support for understanding and improving the region's resources. These tours are a fun and exciting method for disseminating information about water issues and finding solutions to any water-related challenges in our region. Tours of the past have included destinations such as the Rocky Mountains, New Mexico's Pasos River Basin, and California's Bay Delta. This year, the tour will be heading to Montana and giving attendees an opportunity to see Yellowstone National Park. According to organizer Jeff Butner, these locations are selected for their unique similarities to our own water needs and management practices here in Nebraska.
But there are multiple factors in selecting this location. The flooding topic again, for instance, the Musselshell River, which is a tributary of the Missouri, has experienced 2 or 3 100-year floods within the last decade. And that sounds unusual, but given the fact that Nebraska has been right in the crosshairs of flood events this year, of course, we didn't know it when we selected this destination, but as it turns out, it was kind of appropriate. But they've got wildlife conservation efforts and water management issues that we can compare and contrast with the way Nebraska is handling these same issues.
When I talked to Jeff last week, there were still a couple of spots available. The tour is scheduled for September 15th through the 19th. And if you're interested and would like to learn more, you can visit cnppid.com/summer tour. If water management and data collection a bit closer to home is more your speed, then you may have to look no further than your own backyard. University of Nebraska environmental engineer Shannon Bartelt Hunt is heading up the Water Quality plus Citizen Science program. And this year the project will focus on drinking water quality. In 2018, citizen scientists produced 400 water quality samples from the Elkhorn and Lower Platte River basins. This project uses rapid test strips to detect commercial fertilizer nutrients in groundwater and surface waters around agricultural communities. While these nutrients promote crop growth, high levels can compromise water quality and citizen health.
So one of the parameters we're looking at, which is phosphate, can lead to algae blooms in waters, and those algae blooms can potentially can be toxic, and so there could be human health effects from that. There's also human health effects from nitrate in excess quantities. So for about a month, starting August 26th, we'll be sending out the test kits in the mail. You'll receive your kit. You can use it to test your water quality. You'll get the data right there. You'll find out the quality of the water that you're testing. And then we just ask that you mail your results back to us in a prepaid envelope so that we can compile all the data together.
If this is a program you'd like to be involved in, you can find more information and sign up to be a citizen water tester at go.unl.edu/WQCS. And while we're on the subject of water management, we'd like to take this opportunity to give our viewers an update on the irrigation canal tunnel collapse that's been affecting parts of Wyoming and the Nebraska Panhandle. Crews are still working around the clock to get much-needed irrigation water to local producers. It's been over a month since the tunnel collapsed, and so far things seem to be on track for getting a temporary fix in place before the end of the growing season. While things seem to be on track as far as repairs are concerned, Nebraska Extension educator Jessica Groskopf says there's still some challenging aspects facing repair crews.
And now we're working on a much larger collapse site within the tunnel, and it's a difficult place to work. So part of the problem is that there's a lot of dirt and debris above ground, and they have to place what are called trench boxes above the tunnel in order to keep that dirt and debris from getting down. So it's a difficult place to work. So part of the problem is that there's a lot of dirt and debris above ground, and they have to place what are called trench boxes above the tunnel in order to keep that dirt and debris from getting down. So it's a difficult place to work. So part of the problem is that there's a lot of dirt and debris above ground, and they have to place what are called trench boxes above the tunnel in order to keep that earth from moving back into the tunnel, and then they will be able to repair the much larger second hole. We know that that hole is about 8 foot in width, but we don't know how long that hole is, and so that's a challenge that they will have to work with as they move forward.
If you're looking for more information and resources, you can get updates at extension.unl.edu/statewide/panhandle/canal-break, or contact the Nebraska Rural Resources Hotline at 800-464-0258. Troy, that's what I've got my eye on this week. We'll send it back to you.